Hello everybody. So yesterday I got sick of this light being of a warm Kelvin rating. If you're not familiar with the Kelvin ratings of light bulbs, it's kind of the lower the Kelvin rating, like if you have bulbs that are 3000 K or under 3000 K, they're usually warmer colors, more yellows and oranges, and I think that's just because there's less of the spectrum being generated from that light bulb. But I prefer to have more of the blue side of the rainbow, if you want to put it that way, to get more of the spectrum, where in the form of where it's almost emulating daylight. Like, for example, I got these two lights on right now. These are a lower Kelvin rating. These are incandescent light bulbs. So I have three kinds of light bulbs in my house right now. I got these incandescents. I have some CFLs, which are compact fluorescent lights in certain parts. But I prefer, because they're the best, like as far as efficiency and for the environment, LED light bulbs. And the prices aren't as high as they used to be. But yeah, I prefer a high Kelvin rating of I at least 5400 K or higher. I know they go up. A lot of the daylight light bulbs are listed at 5000 K. They have some daylight light bulbs listed at 6500 K. I'm not sure if that's as high as it goes, but those super full spectrum lights, from what I've read, at 6500 K still shouldn't emit enough of the spectrum, like mimicking sunlight, where you can't sit in the room with it and you won't get a sunburn or something like that. I don't think there's that amount of UV light in it, because that's a safety thing. So of course I'm going to look that up, because obviously the sun's good for you. You get your vitamin D that way, and the sun helps you in other ways. But you stand out in the sun all day, it's not good for you. So yeah, you got to do your research. Make sure if you have a light bulb that's emulating anything close to the sun, is it going to cause that? So from what I read, even if you do 6500 K Kelvin, you should be fine for a light bulb. As long as, like my other video, as long as you're not sitting in front of a bulb specifically designed to, I don't know if you watched my video about the UVC light, but a bulb that's designed to emit UV light, or even worse, UVC light. C is, there's B, C, there's these different designations on ultraviolet spectrum, and some of them, they cause different things. I explained it in the other video. But anyway, yeah, I got sick of this light being warm colors, like these incandescent lights. Like I think these are just like 25 watts. I don't know what the Kelvin rating is on those. Those are probably like 3000. It's warm white, as they call it. It's like orangey and yellow. And I don't like orangey and yellow. I prefer to see how it looks outside. Like outside, it's like, it's like the white. The light looks white. I don't want to look. Everything looks like it's orange and yellow. It looks like the house or the room you're in is bathed in cooking oil or vegetable oil or something like that. I don't like that. I prefer the white color. So yeah, these got these off Amazon. And the size is A19. That means these bulbs, they're just very small, pretty compact and stuff. But what's nice is this is, at least in the United States where I'm from, this is the E26 base. That's like the most common light bulb socket size, at least in the United States. So yeah, if you want to get a small bulb, man, that'll fit a lot of places, A19, and make sure the base is E26. They also go by E27, but you could just search by E26. E20 sometimes it's E26/E27. I don't know what the difference is. They're about the same size, but yeah, these are. I found these lights to be good because it's got the Kelvin rating I like, so it's going to have the spectrum of light that I like. Very white, none of this yellow orangey stuff. The base is a very common E26 base. I didn't want to go too. I wanted something bright, but I didn't want to have it too bright, because you could get a 40 watt equivalent, 60 watt equivalent, and they have 100 watt equivalent. But this is a good middle ground here for me, because the 60 watt equivalent only uses 9 watts of power, and I found even in an enclosed fixture like this, like some light bulbs, if you put in an enclosed fixture like that, they generate enough heat where the heat will kill the bulb. These are brand new, so I don't know how long these are gonna last. But I have one in an open fixture downstairs by my computer. I don't know if you ever seen another video where I have my computer, but I have an open fixture by my computer, and I had it on for a while, and I felt this part right here, and it was not even hot. So one of the nice things about the 60 watt equivalent, at least for LEDs, because LEDs are even more efficient than the, I think a 60 watt equivalent for like a CFL will usually pull like 9 watts. I mean 13 watts instead of 9. It's more. It's usually more. The LED light bulbs, they're more efficient. They're more efficient, and they generate less heat, and they're safer for you because for CFL breaks inside your house, there's mercury inside that, and this is there's just liquid crystal, whatever the hell. I mean, I'm getting mixed up with LCD screen. LED, light emitting diodes don't have any super harmful. Of course, if you don't ingest it or eat it or anything, don't eat an LED. But yeah, that stuff's not gonna have a poisonous what do you call it, mercury dust flying around when it breaks. So yeah, you don't got to worry about that with the LED bulb. And like I said, this is way more energy efficient than incandescent. So it's like incandescent, fluorescent lights, and then LEDs as far as using the lowest amount of wattage, but still generating enough light to have a 60 watt equivalent to an incandescent light bulb. I mean, they even sell them. We should move on and stop. When LEDs are the norm, we don't have to use the equivalent rating anymore for incandescent. Just go by the actual wattage. This is almost like memory, where they sell the memory by the double data rate, but it's really half of that speed in megahertz. Anyway, it's all like marketing stuff. But yeah, so yesterday I took out my my CFL out of this recessed ceiling fixture because I wanted to have a daylight bulb, because like I said, I got sick of this orangey yellow. I'm like, hey man, this looks like, the room looks like it's like the camera lens got covered in urine. I'm like, it's gross. I want things to look white. So this used to be like this, like yellowy and orange, but now with the high Kelvin rating lamp, see, it's more like a white. So see the walls kind of, oh man, that wall needed to be wiped. It's got, you could tell like some condensation from the shower got on the wall. But yeah, see, it's kind of white. That was all orangey and yellow, kind of like these guys right here. That's orangey and yellow. So let me turn this one off. See, it's like orangey and yellow. And put back on the higher Kelvin ratings. So yeah, 5,000 K, and these guys are probably around 3,000 K or something like that. These incandescents, like I said, these were there since I moved in, so I could change them out. Those are G25 bulbs, by the way. That's a common size for these vanity lighting things, as they call them. G25 globes, they're called G25 globes. But like if I wanted to get 4 working ones, I probably wouldn't want it to be so bright. I don't want to like be blinded while I'm brushing my teeth. So I'd probably want to get 4 of them, and they're hard to find to get the 25 watt equivalent ones. They always have like 40 watt equivalent ones. But yeah, if I'm gonna have 4 of them right in my face, I'd rather have 4 25s than 4 40 watt equivalents, because that's just too much luminance right in my face and stuff. But yeah, I like this. This is the kind of color that I like. I like the bright white with the higher Kelvin rating. Now yesterday, when I took this out, I should have put it on video to help other people, but I'm dumb, because I thought because I've never dealt with one of these recessed fixtures before. I wasn't even sure how to get it out of the ceiling. I'm like, how the hell do I get this thing out of here? I tried like turning it. I tried to see if I could get this glass part out first, and I finally figured it out. If you look real closely, I don't know if it's going to come up on the camera. Let me see. Yeah, I think you could see it right there. You can see kind of like the reflected of some metal. And then right here, this one's not chromed out, so it's not going to show. It's not going to show up as well. But there's a metal clip there too. So what it looks like is this ring right here. It has a little clip, a catch right there like this, and one like that right there on that side. And the round part, the metal part that you see, it's a round spring part, and it has two prongs that go up from the spring part. The round springy part grabs onto the two clips of this fixture, and then I don't know if you can see inside there, but there's like a channel that the two sticks. Like remember I told you, the part that connects to the fixture, the part that connects to this housing, is the round part that connects to the clips. I should do a drawing because I explain things so poorly. But it has clips like this, and then the round part goes into that clip, and then the two prongs go into that slot in the ceiling. So it's really tension. It's like springy tension that holds these up. So the real way to get this out was you just have to pull. You just pull down. I hope this is coming out good. You pull this side down only a little bit, and pull this side down too. You want to pull evenly, and then the springs, they as they're getting pulled into the channel, the tension they'll get smaller until you can squeeze them with your hand, squeeze it, and then pull them out of the channel. But what happened to me yesterday was I pulled this side down, and I had the spring exposed, and I started pulling this one down, and they used two different springs. Like the guys who must have did this before me, they were like, oh, this one's good enough. They're two different springs. This one's correct. This one was fine, because that one, the round part of the spring doesn't fit through the channel. This one, the round part, came out of the clip that holds it, and it shot up into the ceiling. So I had to take this whole thing, I took this out, like that. Once I figured out how it worked, I took this out, and then I had to, this also has one of these guys. One of those systems that, you know, kind of like an exhaust, right? So, you know, it's the first place I lived that, for me, that has an exhaust like that. So, yeah, there was the housing for the exhaust and stuff, because I didn't want to go to the store running around looking for another one of those clips. I wanted to see if I could get the one that sprung and shot up into the ceiling. So I had to take that apart, and eventually I found it. I pulled it out of the wall, and then I bent it with some pliers and made it shaped so that wouldn't happen again. So if it did try to fly up in there, the round part, it won't fit in that black channel. I don't know if you can see if the black channel is coming up on the camera, but I made it so if that flies up there, that spring's going to hit that channel. But I made it instead of thin like this, I made it wider, so it's going to go boom. It's going to get caught on there. It's not going to fly back in the ceiling. But yeah, if you guys run into one of these recessed light fixtures, and if you can look closely and you see it looks like it has two springs on either side, you just pull both sides down. Try to pull down evenly and slow. Don't let it shoot back up, and you got to make it even, because you don't want it, because if you get one of the clips at an angle, it's more inclined to come out of the channel, the channel or the clip that's holding it. Like if you turn, here's the clip that's holding it, here's the spring thing. You want them to be perpendicular. If they go like this, the round part, it'll come out, and in my case, it flew up into the ceiling, and I had to take everything apart to go get it. So yeah, and that gave me the opportunity. Like I said, I have one of these exhausts. That gave me the opportunity. I could turn into a big project. So I took everything apart to get the clip that flew up into the ceiling, but the whole exhaust assembly and stuff, it was all dusty and dirty and stuff, because, you know, this hasn't been open in a while. So yeah, I was able to wipe this thing down and vacuum inside there, get everything cleaned up, you know, safer, get rid of as much dust around electrical wiring and stuff as you can. So yeah, I eventually got my my A19 into, and luckily, like I said, there's an E26 base inside there. I mean, each E26 sized socket. So yeah, this fit right in, and being it's A19, it was just small enough that it fits in there. And like I said, with the fixture downstairs, the open fixture downstairs, at only 9 watts, at least for the 60 watt equivalent. I don't know, the 100 watt equivalent is probably going to be something higher, like, I don't know, 15 watts? I don't know, I wouldn't know, but yeah, this guy generates no heat at all. It's like, it's great, man, and it's so bright. I mean, and this glass thing diffuses it very, very heavily, and like if and it's very thick too. It's thick, translucent, so it's even brighter than you might even think it was. Like if I didn't have such a thick, translucent diffuser right there, you'd see, even just for a simple 9 watt LED, 60 watt equivalent bulb, man, this thing's bright as hell, and it really makes me happy that like how much of a difference it is as far as brightness compared to you know, the look of this ugly low Kelvin rating bulbs like this, that orange look. I'm not a fan. So like this bulb in here, I don't use this one that much. This is just like a little pass-through room to the bathroom. You see this one? That's still got a low Kelvin rating bulb. This one, it looks like the reflector's falling off the wall. I've never been in that one, but maybe I could go and do that one next if I feel up to it. But you see how it's like all orange light? I don't like that, but I don't use this light that much, so it doesn't bother me that much, so I don't care. But yeah, if it started to bother me, I'd put a high Kelvin rating or daylight full spectrum light bulb in there as well. And who knows, that's probably, I can't even tell if that, like looking through the diffuser, if that's an incandescent or a CFL, I can't tell. But yeah, I don't like this ugly orange light. I prefer daylight light. So yeah, now that I've bored the hell out of you with all that, I'm gonna teleport down to my basement, and I'm gonna do a I'm gonna put one of the warm CFLs in the socket down there, and show you how the basement looks different compared to the low Kelvin CFL and the high Kelvin rating daylight LED light bulb. So let's teleport down to the basement. Alright, so we've teleported down to the basement. Welcome to my basement. If you've been to my channel before, you've been down here before. So here we go. I got just a little light that I have over there so I can see what I'm doing. But I got a fixture in the middle of the basement that will let me compare my 13 watt CFL with the lower Kelvin rating, the warmer colors, compared to the 9 watt 5000 K Kelvin rating daylight more full spectrum light bulb like I prefer. So I don't know how it's gonna show up on the camera because I use an old stupid Android phone as my YouTube recording device, but that's how poor people do it. But I don't know how it's gonna show up on the camera, but I'm gonna try anyway. So first I'm gonna put the 13 watt CFL, you know, the thing that I was complaining about before, has mercury in it. Mercury reacts. That's what makes the gas get the coating. Well, I think the coating diffuses. I'm not sure. Anyway, it's the mercury inside is part of the magic to making it light up. So I'll put this in the fixture. This is 13 watts, and let me show you that I labeled it, because I don't know the exact Kelvin rating on it because I lost the packaging, but I can tell just by looking at it that it's warm, it's warm light. So put that in there. All right, now unfortunately the switch is upstairs. Let me turn on the switch. Turn this light off so it doesn't pollute the color that you see. So yeah, this look at it. This looks like a basement, how the basement looks in a horror movie. It's like, I know it's not coming up too well, but it's like, it's all orange and dingy down here. I don't like the way this looks. Like, I remember like being in some people's houses and they got this kind of colored lighting and stuff everywhere. It's depressing. It's like, I don't know. It's like that. There's already not enough daylight in the wintertime. I don't like things to look like this. And that's going to get hot the longer I keep it on. So let me turn back this light back on. Let me see, without the light shining in the camera, let me show you what the walls look like with that kind of light. See, it's like kind of orangey. So yeah, let me turn that off. I mean, I could probably change the bulbs without flipping the switch, but safety, right? Just in case. Turn back on this light right here so I can see what I'm doing. You guys can see my ugly grill. All right, so let's take out. Hopefully it's not too hot. See, it's already warm. This 13-watt device, if I leave it plugged in there for a while, it's going to be so hot, it's going to be hard to touch. And this is only 9 watts. This is only 4 watts less. And this thing, I could probably keep it on for hours and probably touch it without. Anyway, let's just get to it. And this is the one I'm going to leave in there because that's what the whole video is about, right? Only I can make a video this long about stupid light bulbs. But little things make me happy, what can I say? And fuller spectrum light, higher Kelvin rating light bulbs, they bring me more joy. It makes it more like a more happy environment for me. Like it's nicer. So let me turn this light out and I'm gonna go flip the switch again and we're gonna look at the basement again. This time it's gonna be with the daylight bulb. Look at that. It looks bright down here and alive. It's like, I don't know, this is like 10 times better. And this is at 4 less watts. I feel like things are there's more luminance, you know, I feel like it's brighter, using less power. You could see everything easier. I mean, it looks less like a murderer's basement now, you know? I don't know. I like it much better with the high Kelvin rating. Everything looks brighter. Look at the same wall we looked at before with the electrical panel. See, it's just a lot better. And that's what I'm gonna keep in there. And these jokers, I'm gonna try to, let me see, turn this on just for the camera. I'm gonna try to get these guys out of the house. If I don't want to, no more. We're moving to the future where people shouldn't even be using stuff with mercury in it and stuff. It's like I said in one of my other videos, is the things we do, and we find out decades later, like, man, we did that. That was a dumb thing to do. Having stuff like this in your home, using asbestos for insulation, you know. Was it back in ancient Rome, using lead for the city's plumbing, right? Pluma, whatever. Yeah, that's all. Just made a big boring video about why I prefer fuller spectrum light bulbs or well, this is the one I bought. Daylight bulbs. Hope that's not backwards. It's backwards on my camera, but daylight bulbs are better, at least for me, than low Kelvin rating warm white light bulbs. I don't like warm white. I don't like orangey yellow light. I know they say blue light's supposed to be like it can be detrimental to your ability to fall asleep or stuff like that. But for me, I turn off the lights when I'm ready to go to sleep. So it's no big deal. But anyway, yeah, that's my preference. That's my story. Like I said, I should have recorded the whole routine of me taking out the recessed light fixture, because I see a lot of people having trouble with that, and like, how do you do that? Even me looking it up, like, how do you get this stupid thing out? And I was like, man, there's really not a good video about it. But I didn't help. I didn't make a video, but I did do a stupid job trying to explain it so you can understand. It's really just tension. Pull it down. Make sure your clips don't fly off into the ceiling. If you have the right clips, that shouldn't happen. But it's really just tension. Just pull it down. Squeeze the two springs to get them out of the channel, and then you can take it out. Change your light bulbs. Squeeze them again. Put them in. It'll pop in, and the tension on the two springs holds it in. But yeah, that's all, man. That was a big, long, stupid video. I'm gonna go do the dishes and all the fun stuff I gotta do now. Thanks for watching.